Today is a great day. I am so excited to be here in Kansas City. I can't tell you all the emotions that have been going through my head whenever, the pen hit the paper, and to be a part of, what the organization, everything that we have going on in this city. It's really exciting for me. It's really exciting for my family. And I can't thank the Hunt family enough. Beach, Coach Reid, Spags, the entire organization of the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm excited for this, and I can't wait to get to work. So at this point, we'll take questions.
Let's go first to Herbie Teope with the Kansas City Star. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Justin, welcome to Kansas City, man.
Thank you. Thank you. So happy to be here.
Yeah, I have two questions for you. The first one, obviously free agency is always about choices. Why the Chiefs? Why did you choose the Chiefs?
Yeah, so we had a few options. But really when it came down to it, and you took the financial bit of it does play a role too. When you take all that away, you start to look at the fit and the culture and the opportunity that's put in front of you. I want to play for a championship caliber team. I want to play in a system that I thought would fit me, would be able to highlight my strengths. And when you looked at the defense that Spags run, and you look at the Chiefs being in the AFC Championship 3 years in a row, going to make that 4. It's just it really felt right. I slept on it one day, came back to it, and in the back of my mind, bottom of my heart, I was like, you know what, Kansas City is really the best situation and fit for me. So we're going to pull the trigger on that one.
Nice. And then in 2018, obviously your rookie season, you got a chance to play alongside Tyrann Mathieu. And by all accounts, it looks like you're going to be taking a spot here. When you look back at your rookie year, what was the biggest thing you learned from Tyrann that you've applied to your pro career?
Yeah. So there's a couple of things. I had a great veteran group in front of me. It was Tyrann Mathieu, Kareem Jackson, and Jonathan Joseph. And I took things from each one of them. J-Joe taught me just really on the mental side of the game, taking notes on basically everything. You could ask J-Joe any question, he'd have an answer to it. Kareem taught me how to be competitive. We had a saying that we say to each other every day, just about we're going to spin heavy today. You know what I mean? It's an attitude. And Tyrann, I'll never forget, his thing was a mentality and an attitude to the work ethic and playing with just a savviness. He called it championship swagger, fall forward. His pregame speeches were second to none. You know what I mean? So he was a big leader in the room. He's somebody that everybody gravitated to. So whenever he did leave Houston, I kind of took over a little bit of that role by the precedent that he had set. So Tyrann is an unbelievable guy. He's an unbelievable player. He's a friend of mine. And, whoever ends up picking him up from free agency is going to be lucky to grab a guy like that.
Let's go next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
And Brad, I'll have a quick follow-up, kind of dovetailing off of the Tyrann question. Why is positional versatility, what he does for a team and just playing so many different roles, why is that a source of pride for you? And how much do you look forward to doing that in the SPAG system? Yeah.
So whenever you're put all over the place, you're a guy that, has to be watched out for. I mean, we played Kansas City, 3 more times since Tyrann was playing over here. And I remember in our team meetings rooms, whenever you kind of highlight the problem players on the other side of the ball, we'd always say how much of a problem Tyrann was because he'd line up in so many different positions that you always had to be aware of where he was at all times. So that is powerful whenever you have a weapon that's dynamic and versatile and can be put in different places on the field, because it makes the offense try and think a little bit more and try and find ways to counter you. And when they're thinking about you and not thinking about their responsibilities, that's a tendency there's an open opportunity and window there for you to make some plays. Also, even furthermore, like the injury rate in the NFL is 100%, so whenever you have a guy that's able to fill multiple roles and he's, willing and has a want-to do it, then that lets you to play the best 11 men on the field at all times.
I had an opportunity to hear you on Sirius this morning, and you were talking about getting the roster pictures and learning everyone's face. I imagine that comes with the leadership role. How much has the organization talked to you about coming into the locker room and being a leader of men in that fashion, and why is that a strategy of yours?
Yeah, I think we mutually understand that this is something I want to do, but at the end of the day, that's not something that's just given or appointed to someone. That's something that you earn in the locker room with the guys themselves. So that's why it's a big point to me that I want to be able to shake every man's hand in that locker room, look them in the eye, and know them by their name. You know what I mean? In order to receive respect, you first have to give respect. So I'm big on that. I want to earn these guys respect. I want to prove to them that I can be the leader. But that's not something that's just giving to me. I have to earn that.
Let's go next to Adam Teicher with ESPN. Go ahead, Adam. Adam, I think we're having some audio trouble with you there. Give it another shot. All right, we're going to come back to you, Adam. Let's go next to Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Justin, welcome to Kansas City.
I appreciate you.
Hey, you talked about Tyrann a little bit, but coming to Kansas City, how much of it is you feel like that the role that you're going to be playing in Kansas City is stepping into what he did versus being you and letting Spags deploy you in the ways that you play best. I mean, do you see yourself playing a similar role with Tyrann or something different?
Yeah, so I have always said this, that a copy is never worth as much of the original. There will never, ever, ever be another Tyrann Mathieu to come through Kansas City. There just won't. But I can bring the best Justin Reid possible to Kansas City. So that's my mentality. I'm going to play to my strengths. I'm going to play to who I am. I'm going to play to the defense. And, Spags has some creative things that we're going to do going forward. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to play great defense. We're going to play great ball.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Justin, welcome, and thanks for doing this. I have two questions for you. When you go through a free agent process for the first time, can you just sort of give us a picture of what it was like, how many teams you were sort of thinking about it, and why necessarily Kansas City sort of just was more reassuring to you in some sense? And then Brad will have a follow-up.
Yeah. So going through free agency is kind of like a little bit of a limbo, you know what I mean? Because you're in the season, like for me in Houston, you're still rooted and connected there. You kind of start figuring out, okay, what's going to happen next. You really have no idea, you start to hear little whispers, maybe this team might be interested, maybe this team might be interested, but nobody really knows for sure until the tampering window opens and then teams actually start, putting offers on the table. So before you actually have some official information, it's kind of just anxious. You don't know what's going to happen next. A little bit like the draft is, except now this time you have a little bit more decision-making power in it. And whenever offers did start getting put on the table, I talked along with my agent, Joel, and, we sifted through them, really just tried to find a situation that made the most sense. And for me, that ended up being Kansas City. And having looked back on it, it really happened all kind of fast, to be honest with you, from agreeing to terms to getting on the PJ to, signing the contract. That was over the span of 48 hours. So it all happens really fast, but I'm so excited about the opportunity that I have and that we have here.
And to that, Justin, how much did you know about Steve Spagnuolo, and how much of the conversations you had with him and sort of his vision for you, obviously knowing your skill set, just what did you learn from that conversation that leads you to believe that this is the best fit?
Yeah, his defense is very dynamic, and I love that. He has so many different wrinkles that's put in it. Playing a too high, switching it up and playing the zone, blitzing on occasion. I think I said a little bit earlier, I would love to highlight blitzing a little bit more and add that to my game. So all of that really intrigued me. He's had a long history of success, and I'm excited to be a part of that.
Let's go back to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam, give that a try.
Can you hear me this time?
Oh, we can hear you. We got you.
Great. Hey, welcome to Kansas City, Justin. You played, as you mentioned earlier, against the Chiefs a few times. Did you get a sense from playing against them over the years what it was like to play here? And can you sort of elaborate on that? And Brad, I'll have a second question as well.
Did anybody else catch what he said? There's a little echo. I couldn't really make out.
Yeah. Adam, why don't we try again? Why don't you mute your computer? Because I think that's giving us some feedback. Adam, you got us? All right, Adam, we're going to come back to you again. Let's go to Matt McMullen. Go ahead, Matt.
That's perfect. My question is similar, actually, so I can ask it for Adam. Hey, Justin, welcome to KC, man. You've had a chance to play in Kansas City as an opponent before.
Yeah.
What was it like, that experience for you, just being in Kansas City and kind of feeling the loudness,
man.
for lack of a better term, and how excited are you to be a part of that now?
Yeah, man, it was nuts. It was nuts. It was a completely electric atmosphere. You could literally feel the hairs on my arms stand up every time we stepped out there. A lot of times didn't end the way that I wanted to playing for Houston, but it was an electric atmosphere. I had so much fun playing in stadiums like that. There's really only a couple that really give you the feeling that Arrowhead Stadium will give you. I believe Seattle's one of those. The Saints are one of those. And then here, obviously. And this is an open stadium, and how loud it gets is absolutely insane. I'm really excited to actually be on the field now while the crowd is going crazy. A lot of times I was just on the sideline whenever they're being loud for the Kansas City Chiefs defense. But now to be a part of that, I'm so excited to, feed into the culture here, be a part of the fan base, help get those guys going, and then have them give us a little bit of energy too, because it really makes a tangible difference whenever the crowd is into the game and they get loud. And it actually energizes and boosts us as players on the field. So it makes a tremendous difference. I can't wait to strap up and step out in front of them and play for them.
We've got 3 more. We'll go right down the line, starting with Darren. Go ahead, Darren.
Hey, Justin, welcome to Kansas City again, and hopefully you get a chance to enjoy some of the culture that we have to offer here. That being said, a couple of questions for you. One, have you spoken with Tyrann Mathieu since you signed with Kansas City?
No, I haven't spoken with him yet.
Okay, but knowing that you played with him your rookie year, as you told Herbie, we talk about the leadership, and of course when the Chiefs brought him in, he was pretty much replacing Eric Berry in the leadership that he brought, not only in the locker room but also on the field. What did you take away during your time playing with him as a rookie that will put you in that same situation when you come in and give off the same respect? And then also, what do you think you'll be able to learn with your other backfield mates like Juan Thornhill and some of the other players on defense?
Yeah. So what I've learned is, because I've kind of got to see both sides of the coin, I've learned what the team can do when you have a strong central voice and leadership like that. And I also know what problems arise when there's a lack of voice and leadership at the same time. So I understand fully how important it is to have that voice, be a central point of leadership on a team and make a difference, to having guys hold each other accountable, going out there, play hard, and having guys play their best ball. So me knowing that has encouraged me to be that guy. I doesn't have to just be me. I know there's plenty of leaders that's already on the team too. And the more leaders there are, the better. You know what I mean? As long as guys take accountability and ownership of the team and what direction we're going to hand it, we're going to go in, which has been done here, very well for a long time. That's going to turn into good results. I forgot the second part of your question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the second part was just based. Well, I was asking more so, what are you hoping to learn from your teammates that you have here, like a Juan Thornhill and the other players on defense?
Yeah. So I actually met Thornhill in Arizona. We're training together at the Exos facility. So we talked a little bit. We're about the same size, a lot of similar characteristics. I think it's going to be fun that we'll be able to be interchangeable in the roles that we play.
We'll go last 2, Steve, and then back to Adam. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, Justin, what's up, man? Welcome to Kansas City.
I appreciate you. How's it going?
Hey, it's all right, man. Chiefs Kingdom, you talked about them. They're one of a kind, man. When they like a player, they attach themselves to that player both on and off the field. But my question for you is, what's your message to Chiefs Kingdom, man, about what they can expect from you on and off the field?
You can expect a guy that's going to be not only physical, but a guy that's going to make plays on the ball, be that field general on the back end, make sure everything is airtight. And I make a point out of it, man. I try and put it on tape every week. I've actually had receivers come and talk to me about when they've seen me on tape. If there's a guy in the wrong color jersey in my area, and he's not an offensive lineman, someone that's the same size as me, I'm going to make him pay for coming in my space. You know what I mean? So that's a point that I make. I make it a point to put it on tape every week. I'm going to be physical. We're going to play good ball. We're going to be smart. We're not going to get a ton of flags. And we're going to find ways to get to the ball, because on defense, the thing that matters more than anything else is finding a way to get the ball.
And we'll give Adam another shot. Adam, go ahead. Third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm. Let's do it.
We good this time?
Ooh, you got quite the echo there, Adam. Do you have your computer on too?
Yeah, I'm gonna kill my computer here. So just hang with me 1 second.
All right.
Just turn your mic input
Okay, we
down.
good now?
There
Yeah.
you go. We got you.
Okay. Hey, Justin, welcome to Kansas City. Just curious, you mentioned this earlier, you played with against the Chiefs 3-4 times in your career. Did you get a sense what it was like to play against the Chiefs from those games? And if so, what was that? And Brad, I'll have a second question as well.
Did I get a sense what it would be like to play for the Chiefs, or would I get a sense?
Yes.
Yeah. It kind of felt like the Chiefs were a conference opponent. We played them so many times. But just what I've gotten out of my experience playing against them is that in this fan base, in this culture, on this team, as long as there's time on the clock, you always have a chance to win. You know what I mean? And you can even take that back to when there's 13 seconds on the clock and I was watching, you know what I mean? You were able to score a touchdown and go and take that game into overtime and all of that. Like, as long as there's time on the clock, the energy, the amount of talent that's on this team is unbelievable. I mean, 2019, we experienced it firsthand whenever, the Texans were up 24 points and by halftime, we were down 2 touchdowns. So as long as there's time on the clock, as soon as momentum shifts, the crowd gets into it, really pumps the players up. And once the ball gets rolling, it's a very hard train to stop. And that's really good for the Chiefs organization and for, Chiefs Kingdom in general.
Okay. And did you ever talk to Tyrann about what it was like to play here? And if so, what did he tell you about what it's like to play for the Chiefs?
Yeah, so I haven't talked to Tyrann yet. I actually know a couple of guys that have been through here, though. Some of them up the top of my head, like Eric Murray, Martinez Rankin came here for a little bit. Couple of guys, but all of them tell me, I mean, how great of an experience that they had here. They said this is a city that they will raise their kids in. They said that the culture, first of all, the food and the barbecue is amazing. You won't run short out of places to go eat. They said when you drive up on game day, miles away, you'll start to smell the barbecue. They talk about just how electric the fan base is once you actually did get on the field. So I'm looking forward to all of those things.
Justin, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys.
All right, guys, that is it for today. Give me a second. I'll jump